with the Texas Fastpitch League. We were one of the first to start that process. A lot of people don't know how that started. It started with me and Kevin Shelton, a good friend of mine who coaches another really great program in Texas, the Texas Glory, really talking about during the pandemic, when everything was shut down across the country, we both felt we're gonna get to play. What's it gonna look like and how are we gonna do it? And I think we're gonna need each other.
In March, of course, the COVID shutdown happened and our business our entire operation just kind of stopped, right? So at some point as we began to ramp back up into April, we began to formulate a plan for what we were gonna try to do and how we were gonna do it. We realized pretty quickly that traveling was gonna be a challenge. This is just internally kind of in Glory, and we realized traveling, getting out and going to Colorado and California, these were gonna be challenging situations. So as I began to formulate a plan, I said, man, we really need a local type of schedule, especially because Texas was a little less restrictive than some of the other states.
And it started off as a very small, well, you have teams in this location and I have teams in this location. What if we created these internal opportunities, a league?
And we said, hey, listen, we both have the exact same challenge. And we think if we lead the way and say, listen, we're gonna create a local schedule where people can drive and let go of this idea of having to, lock up hotels and plane tickets way out in the future, will ease the burden on our families.
Never in our wildest dream did we know that our entire state was wanting and wondering the exact same thing.
And so I talked to Scott, we talked Smith, and we talked to Kevin Sheldon, and we kind of discussed some friendlies. The next week it became like, okay, we're gonna run friendlies with these 3 clubs, and then the next week, we're gonna run friendlies with 5 clubs, and then, okay, we're gonna open this up to everyone. I did think Scott had a really good point about allowing all teams to have an opportunity. That was something I thought was really special, was everyone started from 0, and we were going to play for the chance to be in the top areas. So I thought that was really smart.
And so it was really cool when we put the message out, said, hey, this is what we're thinking of doing, would you be interested? And it took off. Like, we looked up, we created a document, a Google Doc, which I didn't even know what a Google Doc was at the time. And I was watching it in real time get filled out in front of me. And within a day, there were 400 teams signed up.
And if we gather up the big clubs in the state and help them, which they're probably having the same discussions and thoughts, and tell them, hey, we're going to create a schedule where the youngest teams and even if you're not the highest level team, you will have a place to play all summer, right? Because we realize we can't just find a place for the Glories and the Bombers to play. We have to have a place for everyone to play if we're going to lead this charge. And if we do that and create a summer schedule where people can get engaged, we can, crank the sport back up and get it going. And so that was the genesis of kind of our summer plan.
And I was nervous how it was gonna work because coaches weren't gonna be there already. So it was like, okay, we gotta play the best team so coaches will watch I was kind of nervous about it, but it all flowed well. I think that the coaches trusted us and we kind of learned on the fly, but I think it went really well. I think the TFL this summer was a model of kind of how hopefully the rest of the FLs work through their next seasons.
So the TFL was an outgrowth of, COVID forcing us to get local, thinking about, how do we control costs for our parents and create certainty to the extent that you can in this environment. And we realized going forward that it has a lot of the same legs, right? We can still play at a high level locally, spend less money, and then the TFL then, with connection with you, Jamie, and others, grew into the Alliance.
And so we knew at the grassroots level there was a need, there was a want to do more together. And it's been really cool to see the individual leagues happen around this country, and they'll all be connected now by the Alliance. And that's the neatest part about it is that now we can bring together the exact same thing that we're doing in Texas. It's the exact same thing that California is doing. Now they may do it a little different because of their locale and everything that they're doing, and the Heart of America League and what it's doing. All these places have their own things that are indigenous to their area. But the one thing that is very common amongst us all is we want to work together. And we felt like if we could figure out a way to bring all the leagues together under one umbrella, which is the Alliance, that we could help build and grow the sport even more.